few years to get those pillars filled with the plaques honoring those pillars of the city. So it's a good thing that will carry it forward into history. So this is the second year of the Pillars of the City project. As you recall, there were 5 individuals selected last year and honored as Pillars of the City. There were George A. Hormel, J.C. Hormel, Richard Knowlton, Dr. Richard Schindler, and John Erickson. And those bronze plaques honoring those individuals have been placed in the flood wall on North Main. And soon we will have 3 additional plaques to join them on display along the flood wall. I just want to review, as the committee goes through their selection process, we have some criteria that we look at to kind of assess as we look at the nominees that have been submitted. We're looking for individuals, past and present, who have made a significant contributions improving the quality of life in Austin related to growth, economic impact, health, education, culture, recreation, communications, business, or scientific innovations. So with all of those things said, I think it's time to reveal then our 2017 Pillars of the City, and I'll ask Mayor Steen to do the honors on
that. Good afternoon. We've got 3 members today, and I'll read off a short biography on them and why they're up here. We're doing this in no particular order. Actually, it's from oldest to the youngest, so it is in order, I guess. The first one will be Ethel Mitchell Moore. And Ethel was born in 1822. She died in 1910, so probably a lot of people here haven't met her. If anybody's met her, come on up here, because that would be something. Ethel was a writer, a poet, educator, and seminarian. Esther Moore came to Austin in 1864. She was the driving force behind the formation of the Austin Ladies Floral Club in 1869, a civic group dedicated to beautifying Austin and contributing to the city's social betterment. Under her leadership, the Floral Club raised funds to purchase the books that formed the genesis of the Austin Public Library. Her legacy continues through the Floral Club's literacy and social programs and the ongoing financial support of the library. Okay. Number 2, I don't think will come as a surprise to anybody, Ira J. Holton. Ira was born in 1919, he died in 2012, and most of us have met I.J. I.J. Holton served the Austin community in business, philanthropy, education, and literacy program for over 65 years. A veteran of the U.S. Army, he served as an infantry officer in the European theater during the Second World War and was awarded the Bronze Star and the Croix de Guerre. After earning a law degree at the University of Iowa, he worked at Hormel Foods Corporation from 1947 to 1983, serving as attorney, head of the law department, director, vice president, president, chairman of the board of Hormel Foundation. I.J. Middle School is named in his honor in recognition of his contribution to Austin's educational programs and social growth. And finally, but certainly not least, the third one is Gary J. Ray. Gary was an integral member of the Hormel Foods Corporation for more than 40 years. Gary began his career with Hormel Foods as a production supervisor in 1968. Arriving in Austin in 1980, he held positions of director to vice president of different divisions in the company, culminating in his post as president of protein business. A member of Hormel's board of directors for 27 years, Gary was also active in the work of the Austin Medical Center, the Hormel Institute, and as the chair of the Hormel Foundation. He made a lasting impact in the business, medical, educational, and philanthropic facets of Austin community growth. Gary Ray. I'll turn it back over to Steve.
I guess at this time, I was going to open it up for our honorees, if they wanted to come up and say a few words. So is there anyone here representing Esther? Yeah. Okay.
How excited we are to be here today as the representatives of the first woman to be chosen as a pillar. We think that Esther Mitchell Morse is a perfect choice. On a cold, stormy spring day, March 16, 1869, Mrs. Morse called together a group of women to organize a society to the betterment of the Austin community. Beautification of the town and establishing a circulating library was the club's general purpose. This organization, which came to be known as the Austin Ladies Floral Club, has raised funds for the continued support of the Austin Public Library. Esther was born in 1822 in Norway, Maine. To a brilliant family and highly educated, she became a head of a school in her native state. She married Reverend Alfred Morse in 1847 and started across the country. She went first to Ohio and then Illinois, and in 1864 to Minnesota. Mrs. Morse worked tirelessly for the church. Her poems and stories were published in leading periodicals. Intellectual, sympathetic, and a gracious manner, Mrs. Morse contributed much to her community. There were few cultural influences in her little town when in March 1869, she organized a society to encourage floriculture and to raise funds for a circulating library. She so organized the Ladies Floral Club, whose August flower show realized $100, and that was the purchase price of 123 books. Those books, with 103 donated volumes, formed the nucleus of the Austin Public Library. Mrs. Morse, who was the first president of the Floral Club, remained president until 1901. Her resignation closing 32 years of service. She died September 30th, 1910. She went out with Mark Twain and Halley's Comet. But that spirit lives on. And with me today is Sally Baker, our own intellectual, sympathetic, and gracious president.
Those are awfully nice words, although I'm sure they're not true. The Austin Ladies Floral Club is the oldest existing independent women's group in the state of Minnesota, having been continually operating since 1869. And in the year 2019, we will celebrate 150 years of continuous operation and continuous support of one of the real jewels of Austin, the Austin Public Library. Thank you for honoring Mrs. Morris in this way.